Good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for joining in today. My name is Zanzi, and I'm the host of the Discord Showcase AMA series. Today, we have a special guest coming in from StaderLabs. Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Hey, firstly, thanks, Zansi, for hosting. Thanks for giving us this opportunity. I'm Vibin. I lead business for Stader on Polygon and Phantom. I have close to 10 plus years of experience, primarily in strategy consulting and tech startups. And I've had a fun run in two prominent startups in India, one in food delivery and the other one in fashion e-commerce. And played different roles across these companies, customer experience, operations to revenue. And I've been passionately observing crypto from the outside for the last couple of years or so. And when a close friend, Amit had started Stader and said there are possible opportunities to work together, it was too hard to resist. And that's how I kind of jumped in early this year to start working in Web3 and with Stader specifically.
Yeah, that's fantastic. That's a really cool background, e-commerce, and something that's always I found very intriguing. So, when was Stader Labs started, and what inspired the creation of Stader Labs?
Yeah, StaderLabs basically was founded about 12 months ago. I think Amit and Siddharth were the co-founders, right? Amit is the business co-founder. Again, he has some 10 plus years of experience, primarily in tech startups and strategy consulting. And Siddharth has had a tech background throughout, and he's been in crypto for a long time, including Bitcoin mining himself at some point in the last decade as well. So they've been chatting about some exciting opportunities opening up in the crypto space, right? This is about a year back. And I think they specifically found uh, pain points around staking, right? And making staking convenient and safe look like a very big unaddressed problem. And given the potential of crypto and specifically the role that staking plays, which is such a fundamental part of proof of stake networks, they saw this as a huge gap to fill, right? So that's the problem that we started Stader with. And our vision at Stader is to develop staking infrastructure that can help onboard the next billion plus users to staking. And we want to do this in a safe and convenient manner for users. Our first product in that endeavor on Polygon specifically is a liquid staking solution called MaticX. And I'll talk a little bit more about MaticX later on. But that's a brief summary of how Stader actually started.
Cool. So, 1 year, that's still pretty relatively new. And since then, you guys already have what, $47 million total value locked. So, what has inspired like so many people to park their funds in Stater? Like, essentially, what I'm wondering is where do the staking rewards come from?
Yeah, perfect. So I'll cover a couple of things there that you spoke about, Zanzi. One was on what has given the confidence for a lot of users. Essentially, we have been community first from day one. And like you said, we right now have about $47 million in TVL. Uh, and this was close to $800 million before the recent Terra crash. So Terra was the blockchain where we first started actually our journey. And we launched our first product in November, which was a plain staking product that helped auto compound staking rewards and get all rewards for Luna stakers in one place. And then we followed it up with a liquid staking solution for Luna. And since then, we've had like very strong community support, and we've been able to grow with the community feedback. And we launched on Polygon, Phantom, and Hedera in the last couple of months as well. So we have been thinking about multi-chain from day one, and we are glad to be able to expand to Polygon as one of the first chains that we are on. Now, going back to your question on the staking rewards itself, right? To go back to basics, Sybil resistance is an important factor in securing decentralized blockchains, right? Essentially, when I say Sybil resistant, it's something to resist a Sybil attack. A Sybil attack can happen when there is almost zero cost to spin up a node, and people can spin up multiple bots at no cost to take over a network, right? Essentially, the way decentralized blockchains work is that a set of validators should get the opportunity to validate the next transaction in a decentralized manner. Now, if there is zero cost to validating transactions, then quickly someone could spin up multiple bots to take over the network. So, in order to prevent this, there are different ways that are used. And the two most prominent mechanisms that are used are proof of work and proof of stake, right? And proof of work, you would be well aware, Bitcoin uses proof of work. It is transitioning from proof of work to proof of stake. Polygon uses proof of stake already, which is the much greener option. right? Now, in both of these mechanisms, the way Sybil attacks are prevented is by having a cost to validate transactions, right? In proof of work, that tends to be computation power that you have to show to get a certain piece of puzzle solved, and therefore show that you've put in that effort. And the cost comes from the amount of computation power that's needed to be able to get a chance to validate transactions. In proof of stake network, essentially, you have to stake the native tokens. For example, it's matic on the Polygon network in order for you to able to get the chance to validate transactions on Polygon, right? So in this manner, when people stake their tokens, they also get rewards. Like they have mining rewards with proof of work networks. We have staking rewards on proof of stake networks, and that's essentially where staking rewards come from, right? So people who stake their tokens help validate and operationalize the blockchain in a decentralized manner, and in exchange for that, they are given staking rewards. And most networks set aside rewards for staking at the very beginning as well. And going forward, this will come from a percentage of gas fees going to stakers as well. So that's in brief where staking rewards actually come from. And I think this is a very important question, right, Zonzi, because where does the yield come from is a very critical question to answer. In this case, people are paid a yield because they help secure and operationalize the network.
Fantastic. So essentially, StaderLabs helps um, with allowing anybody to participate in the proof of stake consensus mechanism.
Yes, basically, StaderLabs help users. So essentially, what happens is there are validators and there are delegators on in proof of stake, most proof of stake networks, right? So validators are the primary people operating the nodes, and there are delegators who delegate stakes with validators and therefore get to participate in staking rewards as well. By staking their tokens, they also help increase the security of the network because the higher the amount staked, the harder it is to take over any network, right? So that's how stakers participate. Now, what StaderLabs essentially does is make this process very simple and safe and convenient for users, right? So we come in between and allows users to stake with a curated, safe set of validators right from the get-go with like a couple of clicks actually. So that's essentially where we come in.
Cool. So I understand there is a MaticX token that users receive for depositing Matic with Stader. So I'm just wondering, like, what is liquid staking and what is MaticX?
But yeah, I'll probably start with an analogy for this, Zansi, to explain the concept of liquid staking, right? Essentially, imagine a simple bank deposit. You will put money in a deposit, but imagine now instead of it being logged in a bank, what if everyone knew about the deposit and hence you were able to easily borrow against it or trade your deposit with someone else, right? Liquid staking is a little bit similar, right? In the staking world, what happens today is that when users stake their coins to help secure the network, they can't use it anywhere else. So it's kept in an escrow and it is unusable anywhere else. Now it becomes very tricky for people because then they have to choose between participating in staking and helping secure the network and earning a yield, or participating in the thriving DeFi ecosystem on Polygon, for example. Now, where liquid staking comes in is it almost acts like a receipt for the deposit, right? And it's almost like everyone knows that you have the staked amount. Therefore, you could borrow on top of your liquid stake token, as well as probably trade it to someone else, etc. So when users stake via Stader, they receive a token, liquid token back called MaticX, right? MaticX basically represents users' staked assets, and they can use it for trading, borrowing on top, and so many more DeFi possibilities that I'll talk about. And at a later point in time, users can come back with their MaticX and exchange it with Stader for the staked Matic as well as the accrued staking rewards, right? So that's essentially what MaticX does.
Okay, cool. So essentially, MaticX token is kind of like a receipt token you get for depositing the Matic, and then you, I know that a lot of platforms have incentivized depositing liquidity for trading it. So there's lots of ways you can earn rewards on it, and then eventually one day, say maybe a year or two from now, you could return all your MaticX tokens and get like maybe 1.1 Matic per MaticX token you have, because it's not
Yeah.
only is it a receipt token, well, since it's a receipt token, it's
Yeah, it
representative of
continues to
your
accrue value.
position in the yeah, it accrues value. Okay, cool. So there's a lot of cool things going on there. I'm wondering if we want to jump into doing a screen share and showcase and see what this is all about.
Absolutely. Let me just go. Just give me one. Please let me know once you're able to see it, Zonzi. I'll just jump into a
Yeah,
quick demo.
yeah, we can see your screen right now. Looks like you're in the Discord tab.
Perfect. So I'm just firstly opening up our URL, right? So this is our dApp. It's polygon.staderlabs.com, right?
Okay, yeah.
And
Right
once,
now we can only see your Discord screen. I think you might have to share a different tab or choose
okay,
to.
all right, just one more. Let me just do this actually.
Yeah, you could also hit screens there, and then yeah, awesome.
Perfect. Are you able to see
Yeah,
everything now?
looks great now.
Perfect. So I'll just start, right? I think users can basically start their staking journey with Stader by just coming to the dApp. The dApp is available on polygon.staderlabs.com, right? And once they, I'm just loading that. So once you come, it's a, let me go into doc. Right? It's a very simple dApp. It tells you what the TVL so far. For example, you can see that over 12 million matic has been staked with Stader already, right? And currently, you get paid an APY of 9% when you stake matic with Stader. And essentially, what this will mean is that MaticX continues to grow in value with matic as the time progresses. So, for example, already MaticX is at 1.02 matic approximately, right? As it accrues this 9% APY from staking rewards. Now, users can stake on both Polygon and ETH, actually. So as you can see, so even though the native staking for Polygon actually happens on Ethereum, we have built a way with which users can stake on both Ethereum as well as on Polygon, right? So this is as simple as so one connect my wallet. All right. So now I can immediately, I just can go to the stake tab. As you can see, I can just press the amount of matic that I want to stake, and I just click on stake. I approve the transaction on MetaMask. And that's pretty much it. My MaticX value has gone up now from 6 MaticX. I now have 9.9 MaticX, for example, right? So that's staking with us is as simple as this 2 clicks, actually, right? On the right hand side, you can also see a lot of the yield opportunities that you have when you have MaticX, right? So, for example, you can provide liquidity on Balancer for MaticX, and it'll show you the yield that is available, right? You can do that on MeshSwap, do it on QuickSwap, for example. You also have other opportunities. So if I go to the DeFi tab very quickly, this shows all the opportunities that are available, DeFi opportunities that are available with MaticX, right? So there are liquidity pools on DEXs that you can provide liquidity to. There are lending borrowing protocols like MarketXYZ. You can also do single-sided lending on MeshSwap for their leverage yield farms, right? You could actually take your LPs to Beefy, AutoFarm, or Harvest Finance, for example. So those are some of the DeFi possibilities that are right away available for users, right? What I'll do very quickly is also show users how they can unstake, right? So it's let's say I want to unstake 3 MaticX. I just go here and just click on unstake MaticX. And users can also do this and get their Matic back immediately, right? By swapping on a DEX. So when they unstake with Stader, the 90 checkpoints that the native staking contract actually takes is true for us as well. So it starts showing here on when I should expect my Matic back, which is in basically approximately 3 days from now, which is in line with what the native staking contract is. So I hope that helped showcase Stader's dApp and how you can use MaticX and how simple it is.
Yeah, that's was really simple, and I really like how you guys have all the different um, DeFi yield farming strategies integrated right there into the front end. Um, one thing I noticed when I was looking into some of these different strategies was on Mesh Swap. They advertised that some of the yield was actually coming in as the Stader token. So you guys have your own token. I believe the
Yes.
ticker is SD or Stader. And essentially, what I'm wondering is, what is the Stader token and how is it utilized by the protocol?
Yeah, absolutely. So, like you rightly called out, Zonsi, we have a token that we already have, right, which is the SD token. And we use this for incentivizing liquidity and for other growth opportunities as well for users, right? So today, for example, when you farm MaticX, you provide liquidity to of MaticX to QuickSwap, MeshSwap. For example, you also get Stader tokens. We even use it to bribe our uh, balancer voters to provide further opportunities as well, right? And in terms of the SG token itself, right, there are three primary uses, Zonsi, right? One, we have governance that we are setting up, which will be primarily using the SG token, right? We are in the process of kind of decentralizing our governance, and primary use case for SG token is going to be in governance. Number two, a significant percentage of our revenue is also going to go to SG token stakers. So we are building out SG token staking, which we had on Terra where we originally started. We are also building it out on Ethereum, and in the next couple of weeks, for example, users will be able to stake their SG token on Ethereum and get more SG rewards, right? And this is going to be completely non-inflationary because we already make revenues from our TVL across these chains, and we are going to use those revenues in order to provide the staking rewards by buying back from the market. So it will entitle users to not just governance, but also uh, to a percentage of revenue by staking SG tokens. In the future, Zonsi, we are also going to allow protocols to build on top of Stader, and they will have to stake SG tokens in order to be able to use Stader's infrastructure and build on top. So those are some of the top use cases for the SG token.
Okay, cool. Awesome. We're getting a lot of alpha here today. Thank you so much for filling us in on all of that. Um, so, one thing I think that's really important to bring up, considering the whole flow of the Stader protocol, is security. So, I'm wondering, what security measures do you currently have in place to protect user funds?
Yes, perfect. Zonsi, we have an experienced team which has managed, like we spoke about, close to $1 billion at our peak of TVL. And security is the topmost priority for us. So every single product that we release, right, goes through multiple independent audits. On MaticX, for example, we already have been audited by Halburn as well as Immune Bytes, right? So we have had two successful audits already for MaticX, and we also have a bug bounty program running on Immunify for our MaticX, right? Apart from doing all the basics of having multisigs for all critical functions, right? We also have these two independent audits completed and a bug bounty program running on Immunify for the past month and a half or so.
Okay, cool. That's solid. Yeah, there's some big names to get audited by. Um, by the way, guys, I totally forgot to mention if you have any questions for Vibin, please drop them in the text channel. You can apparently Community Voices voice channel now comes with its own text channel. That seems to be a new update that Discord just pushed out, and there's also the voice chat text channel, two channels up from this one. So yeah, feel free to ask Vibin any questions you have while we have him here. And Vibin, another question I have for you would just be, where are you guys currently at in your development journey? I know you guys have been around for just 12 months and you've already, scaled up so much. You've expanded to multiple networks and you've got a ton of total value locked. But where are you guys currently at and where do you see yourself in the future from now?
Yeah, I think I think there are two things that we look at on this one, Zonsi, right? Firstly, we feel that we are very, very early on the liquid staking journey overall in DeFi, right? I think there are a uh, few blockchains where liquid staking is already kind of taken root, but I think we are very early in terms of our journey on what staking can do and essentially how liquid staking can really unlock all of that potential into DeFi as well. So within that, I think we are just a year into our journey. So we feel like we are just getting started and are taken our first steps in a very important journey to help drive penetration for liquid staking across proof of stake blockchains, right? And in terms of our focus, we are strongly focused on the community. We already have 100K followers across our socials, and we are glad to see the strong reception we've seen so far. But we feel like we've just gotten started on our journey in terms of building for the community. We are currently live on 4 blockchains, like I spoke about. So we are live on Polygon, Phantom, Hedera, and Terra 2.0. We are in the process of expanding to BNB and Near over the next couple of months as well. And we hope to finish the year with close to 10 blockchains, right? And 10 proof of stake blockchains in order to enable stakers to have this opportunity. We are also looking forward to working with multiple partners to build on top of our infrastructure, right? This could be a different protocol building a vault with MaticX, for example, or this could be potentially an exchange like Binance, probably uh, just tying up with Stader and using our infra to provide staking opportunity across multiple chains directly to their users. So we're looking forward to kind of working and engaging on those opportunities as well, apart from into these chains.
Cool. Yeah, I appreciate you sharing that alpha with us about which chains you're expecting to expand to, and I really liked what you were saying about how you're just getting started. Like to me, it seems like you guys have already made such massive progress, but it's really good to hear that you guys still have, that high degree of ambition. Um, you're just getting started. There's still lots to do. Still, and you guys have already,
And it's very
like you
kind
said,
of you to say,
you're
Zanti. Yes,
yeah,
yeah,
no worries.
absolutely.
Yeah, and you
Yeah,
guys have
but
already
absolutely feel that way. Yeah.
yeah, you're definitely super early to the liquid staking game. So cutting yourselves out a big share of the market, so to speak. Um, Speaking of markets, what's it been like building in a bear market? Has it affected StaderLabs much?
Yeah, I think all of us can agree that it's been a crazy few months, to be honest, right? I think it's one of those few things that probably is not a very common sight, even in crypto, right? So I think it's been a volatile market for sure, and it's been very turbulent. But thankfully, the good part is, Onsi, that we raised close to $35 million in Jan this year from both venture capital firms as well as the community through CoinList, right? We in fact had like the one of the strongest receptions ever on CoinList with close to 1.2 million registrations for our SG token when we launched. So we are glad to have raised like money, and what that gives us is that it gives us close to a 8-year runway, right? So this coupled with the fact that we are so early, it just gives us the freedom to go after our ambition in a meaningful way. So the way we are thinking about the bear market is, I think all the noise is dying down, so we are able to focus and kind of put our head down and double down on this fantastic opportunity and build in DeFi, right? So that's really how we see it. And though it's been volatile, the good thing is that we have multiple years of runway actually, and therefore it allows us to just not curtail our ambition and continue to double down and build, right? I think like all great protocols get built in the bear market, so we're hoping we can follow in their footsteps. And this bear market is the true way we kind of build and be fully ready for the next bull market that will definitely come.
Fantastic. Yeah, I really like that you guys survived the um, Terra Luna crash and just it didn't really affect you. You bounced back completely. I know a lot of projects probably went completely down the drain when that happened, which was terrible. But yeah, you guys are
Yeah,
toughing it out. And one thing that I like to say, which is kind of corny, is bear markets are build markets. So yeah.
100%. Can't
um,
agree more, actually.
Ivan has a really good question here. Hello, Ivan. He says, with so many new blockchains coming out, how do you decide which ones are the best fit for StaderLabs, and how do you scale with those newer blockchains?
Oh, I think that's a fantastic question. It's a question we debate very often about how we choose these opportunities as well. Uh, So Ivan, the way we kind of we look for three critical things whenever we choose for the next set of blockchains to expand into, right? We would love to be on most proof of stake blockchains, and it's a process, and we feel that we'll get there in time. In terms of how we prioritize, though, we look for three things. One, in terms of staking itself being like something that the community has embraced, and there being a meaningful amount of tokens staked already on the blockchain. So that's number one criteria that we look for. For example, on Matic, I think we had like more than, I think, 40% of circulating Matic actually staked, right? So this is close to $3 billion or so at some point. Now the price is a little volatile. I don't know the exact number now, but I think it's a very large amount of Matic that's staked, right? So one thing we look for is that staking is already large and is helping meaningfully secure the network, and there is the community participation in staking. That point number one. Number two, we are very focused on kind of making not only staking smooth and convenient, but also very lucrative for our users. So a thriving DeFi ecosystem is very critical as we focus on liquid staking options. So we look at the amount of DeFi protocols that are already there, the amount of thriving protocols across DEXs, money markets, how developed they are, as the next thing that we look at, right? And again, if you look at Polygon, it becomes like an automatic tick when you look at something like this, right? Like the amount of DAS that we have and the TVL that we have. So that's another key thing that we look for, right? Because where a liquid staking token becomes relevant is when the DeFi ecosystem is actually mature and developed as well. Because otherwise, we'll unlock and say you can now use the liquid token, but there's not too much DeFi opportunities for users to use. So that's the second thing that we look for. And the third thing we look for is like a great community. We feel like that's like a great lead indicator of how well many of these and most blockchains actually perform, right? I think most of them tend to have very strong communities. So this combination is kind of what we look for, right? So staking being embraced by the community and being large and meaningful, DeFi, and then a real thriving community. Those are the three things we look for as we kind of choose which blockchains to enter next.
That makes a lot of sense that for that to be the criteria that you look for. That was an amazing question, Ivan. Thank you so much for asking that, and thank you for answering it, Vibin. If any other you guys have any more questions, feel free to get them in quick. We still got a bit of time here. Yeah, and is there anything else that you wanted to share with us, Vibin, that we haven't touched on already?
Yeah, maybe I'll just quickly cover a couple of things, Sonsi, right? I think I showed a little bit of the opportunities that are there with MaticX on DeFi, but I'll just maybe quickly recap them for the community, right? So today users can provide liquidity to MaticX pairs on QuickSwap, Balancer, Mesh, and earn 20% plus APR, right? Now, the interesting thing about providing liquidity to this pair is that it's a near zero impermanence loss opportunity, right? So it's almost like farming stable coins, but getting the advantage of Matic exposure and earning yield while you do that, right? And the reason there's no impermanence loss almost is because MaticX is a liquid token on top of Matic, and it represents your Matic and staking rewards. So it's almost a staking derivative of Matic and moves in close correlation to the Matic price itself. So that's why this presents like a fantastic opportunity for all Matic holders out there, right? That they can get this kind of yields with literally near zero impermanence loss. And 50% of that is also earning staking rewards. Number two, people can also do single-sided lending on MeshSwap, earn about 12% yield on that, right? I mean, we currently have about 10% yield for just single-sided lending of MaticX. Now, combined with the staking yield itself, that's about 20% again that you can earn on your Matic. Now, you could even, if you're a little more degen, you can do leverage yield farming as well, right? And again, given the nature of MaticX, this is a really safe leverage that you can take. So 6x leverage, for example, could give you close to 100% APY right now on MeshSwap. So a fantastic set of yield opportunities are possible with MaticX, right? We are also building out a lot of lending opportunities. So today, MaticX can be used as collateral on Market XYZ. We are also working closely with the Aave and 100 Finance DAOs to get MaticX listed, which we feel will be the next big unlock for users to take MaticX and use it as collateral, borrow stablecoins, borrow Matic, take it back, for example, and do those loops if required. So those are some of the key opportunities. And that's one thing that I wanted to cover, Zansi. The other thing is please do follow us on our socials. It's at Stader_Polygon, and you'll find all the opportunities that are possible with MaticX, as well as content about liquid staking and what we are building there. So please do give us a follow.
Okay, cool. I've put all of your social medias in the voice chat text channel. Um,
Perfect.
it's really cool to hear that you guys are planning on getting listed as Collateral on Aave. I think that's some great alpha. Um, and I think I really like that you highlighted how there's like next to no impermanent loss on the liquidity pairings for MaticX and Matic. That's really key and essential because one of the biggest risks in yield farming is impermanent loss, of course. And I just really want to highlight that when you deposit Matic for MaticX, your MaticX is earning like a 9% APY, and then you deposit it into an LP with Matic and MaticX, and then you can earn like another 20% APY. So it's like a double farming method going on there, and being able to combine it with leverage and get an even higher APY, that's really phenomenal. The various yield farming opportunities that open up through MaticX, it's really great what you guys are doing for the ecosystem. Are there any other plans for MaticX to be used as a form of collateral?
Yeah, we are also talking to, I mean, we have a few more things that we are looking at as well, Zonzi, right? So, for example, we are talking to K2 and Polysynth about having strategy walls and DeFi options walls, etc. We are in conversation with them, like we are in conversation with Aave and 100 France. We are early, but so far positive conversation, so which could be very interesting. So people could then use MaticX as and just put it in a vault and forget about it, right? So they'll earn staking reward to begin with, and then they could put it into a strategy vault, or they could have like these covered call options with MaticX, for example, which could earn like 20-30% organic yield on top, interestingly enough. So those are some of the other things that we are working on, and we are talking to OX Finance as well on the lending side of things. Again, early, but these are all the partnerships that we're trying to work, and we are very positive that I think over the coming few weeks and months, I think all of this will become a reality. So that's kind of where we want to take MaticX.
Cool. Dude, I really appreciate all of the alpha information you've been sharing with us. I'm a little bummed out we don't have a larger audience for you, but I really appreciate everyone who turned out today. I think we'll definitely have to get you back again sometime, and ensure we have a larger crowd because there's just so much big things going on with StaderLabs.
Thanks a lot, Zonsi, and thanks everyone for joining us today and kind of listening in on this session. Hope you got to know a little bit more about MaticX and sounds exciting. So thanks for joining in, and thanks Zonsi for hosting.
Yeah, anytime, anytime. And if nobody else has any other questions they want to ask Vibin while he's here, I guess we're okay to wrap things up.
Yeah, sure, Zonsi.
Miguel says
Anyways,
he
I'll
has
hang
one.
around in the. Okay.
But yeah, if a question pops into your head afterwards, like all the social links are in the chat, so feel free to follow up with them after. But let's see what Miguel is wondering.
Absolutely.
Miguel is a bit of a VIP. He's from the O3 Labs project, so they're a what do you call it? Like a cross-chain interoperability protocol. They're pretty cool.
That's very interesting.
Oh, okay. He's wondering, being that Hedera isn't a
Yeah.
EVM, how do you cross it with Polygon? He's wondering if maybe he missed the explanation. Perhaps you could
Yeah, no,
clarify.
thanks. Yeah, I think that can be a head scratcher. I think thanks for that question, Miguel. I'll just clarify. So we have built a separate token called HBARX for Hedera, right, on the blockchain there. So we don't. It's not MaticX that's kind of being used on Hedera. So we have built out HBARX on Hedera directly, similar to SFTMX that we have built on Phantom, for example, and LunaX that we have built on Terra 2. Does that clarify your question?
Yeah, so essentially, like you guys build a new token for each ecosystem that you provide liquid staking solutions for. Oh, um, hey, Vivian, welcome back.
Yeah, sorry, I think I clicked on the other voice chat. My bad. Sorry, guys.
It's okay. I've done that before too. Um, Probably have to get that moved.
My bad.
No,
I
it's all
hope
good.
I was able to clarify. Yeah. So, and yeah, we are building on new chains like BNB and Near as well soon. And those will all have NearX and BNBX tokens as well independently. Yes. But I think, Miguel, it'll be great to catch up. I think at some point we want to get MaticX token across chains and make it freely available. So we will love to chat with you on that sometime.
Fantastic. It's great to connect you guys. And yeah, I don't. We'll just wait another minute, see if any other questions come in. Otherwise, we're good to wrap this up. Vibin, it's been phenomenal getting the opportunity to meet you. And thank you again so much for coming out and sharing everything about StaderLabs with us.
Oh, it was a pleasure. Thanks a lot again, Zansi, for hosting, and thanks everyone for tuning in.
Yeah, Miguel says we're always here, and Polygon is a huge world. So I fully agree. There's a lot of big things
Yeah.
coming from Polygon, and like Stader Labs, we're just getting started.
Yeah, isn't that a crazy thought, right? I think where Polygon is and all the things that are being, yeah, we're just super excited to build alongside Polygon and take a leap out of there and feeling like we're really early.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Vibin. Much love. Really appreciate having you, and thanks so much everybody for being here today. I think we're gonna wrap things up now. So hope you all have a wonderful day, and yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Bye.